Cool. So welcome everyone. I'm delighted it's morning here. It's raining. You'd be glad to hear in Cork City this morning, despite maybe 3-4 days of beautiful sunshine. Viviane, you're down the road in Waterford. Do you want to tell us a bit about yourself, Viviane?
Yes, so my name is Viviane Matsumoto. I'm from Brazil and I have been in Ireland for more than 4 years now. And I made a decision to move to Ireland first to learn English and to have a better quality of life. So as part of my journey as an immigrant, I think with learning a new language, we have always to take a step back in our careers and work in different sectors that we are used to. So in my case, I used to work in Brazil as in the public sector as a civil servant in the São Paulo government, and I have degrees in business and pedagogy that is similar early years childhood in Ireland. To make my journey smoother in learning English, I decided to incorporate different strategies to improve my learning, hoping to eventually to find some good opportunities in my graduation years. And so one of the strategies that I eventually chose was by enrolling courses that I I can connect to my previous careers and degrees in Brazil. So first, I studied childcare here in Ireland, so which gave me the opportunity to work in this sector. So I'm current childcare worker. And secondly, I decided to join this postgraduate program uh, in design thinking because I believe design thinking would provide me some tools, not only to return to my first graduation sector that was business, but also to connect me, to help me to connect, pedagogy and business. So was something that was far from me. So then I think design thinking could put them together. So when I first heard about this course, one thing caught my attention was in the descriptions. They're saying like the design thinking is able to develop. When we joined this course, we were able to develop skills in the art of find a path. So, and I truly believe these skills are essential in our world now, and not essentially only for our professional growth, but also for our personal development. So, I think when I started this course, I was looking for some kind of compass or something that could help me to put some structure in my decision, my process of decision making. So that's it.
Yeah, very, very interesting. And actually, over the years, we've had a share of people from Brazil, and it's fantastic to have you been one of the latest. And I think that idea of also culture and infusing different cultures into design thinking, whether it's in the classroom or it's in the activities people do, is very, very useful. And I think actually you bring a very strong element of that to the way you did your project, which we can talk about shortly, Viviane. What elements you spoke there about, maybe the attraction of trying to find a new path for yourself, design a new path in your career. What parts of the program did you find most useful, Viviane?
So I think I learned a lot during this course. Like I mean a lot. Like I think besides the new ability, like in data, digital design, literacies, the 3D things. Like I believe the most valuable thing, in my opinion, was to understand like the importance of the human centered, like the design thing teach us like because in the end everything is connected to this aspect. So not only our personal lives, but also in our professional lives. So I think when we place like humans at the center of any process, we learn how to listen to others, to become more empathetic and gain insights from their experience. So I think this make our journey richer. Can be our journey in our job, in our journey in our life. Anyway, so I think I learned how to place myself as human at the center of this process. So then I think when you are the center, you can allow you, like in this case, like in this program, like to be more curious and then use this curiosity as a tool to build my new knowledge, new relations. So this I think enables you to see the world with different eyes. and embrace, more creativity, and then give me, for example, in my case, gave me more confidence and interest in the process of my own decisions.
Yeah, and I still remember something you did on the program, Vivian, and it just shows the power of human stories. I remember you presenting a persona of a Chinese woman married here in Ireland, talking about how they were so busy that they were bringing up their only child in English, and then the grandmother visited from China and realizing the grandmother could only speak Chinese, the child could only speak English, and here you had two people that obviously had an incredible connection, not being able to communicate. And I think that leads us then, and it's amazing I still remember that, but I clearly remember, and that really
Yes.
led to your project. Can you tell us a bit about your project, Vivian?
So basically, my project was design a tool to preserve the heritage language and help these busy parents to raise bilingual children. So the idea was based in this fact that, like, raise a bilingual child, there are loads of many challenges, such as a lack of parental guidance, or lack of support from the education system, lack of time, and difficulties in implementation family language policy. They don't know how they can use if they, for example, there's a mother Chinese and a father Irish, which language they use to speaking at home, or speak outside. So they don't know how to use this family language policy. So as a child care worker and immigrant myself, I have observed that most of these families are struggling to maintain their child language due to this challenge. Actually, my persona, she's a real person that she works with me, so I know, like, it's really close to her story, to my life. So she always complain about something related, the fact that they don't know how to use the two languages at home.
Mm.
So the first step to start my project was to create a team. So then I invited a group of child care workers and immigrant families. So then we follow the AGR steps and use loads of different types of design thinking tools, like that we learn through this course. Looks like stakeholder map, user journey, qualitative user interview, observation, empathy map, and persona. That was really important. And we elaborate through these all design thinking tools, and following the steps, the AGR steps. We elaborate the big question for the project, that was, how might we design an artifact for busy parents to help them raise a bilingual child in order to learn how to keep the heritage language alive, because bilingualism is an asset that benefits children, families, and society. So the outcome of this big question was a bilingual program called Tong Tong. So basically, Tong Tong is a daily pedagogical program that offers families activities to help busy parents raise their bilingual children. So by bringing a clear, concise, and visually appealing tool that creates a positive and engaged learning environment at home. So Tong Tong was inspired actually by a guide that I found when I was doing my research, called How to Raise a Bilingual Child, a practical guide for parents with ready-to-use activities, created by a pitch project and supported by the European Commission. The guide was too long. There was more than 100 pages, and I asked loads of parents, like immigrant parents, and no one knows about this guide, and they don't have time actually, to read more than 100 pages. So then I think we have to have something ready to use and easy for these parents to put in practice in their daily routine. So Tong Tong also, when we create, we also incorporate a pedagogical approach, so to promote language acquisition through the family activities. So it's a right-to-use tool, as I said before, that brings together different pedagogical resources in one place. So each day, the parents can access clear instructions for activities and resource in a planner's pocket. So it's a big planner with all the days from Monday to Sunday. And then each day we have like different activities. So for example, on Mondays, the parents might play a memory game with their child. So, and the instructions and the game cards for the memory game will be available in the pocket of that day. So the team helped me to create the artifact, and we delivered to two families, one Chinese speaking and one Romanian speaking. And both families evaluated the planner and found each to use with clear instructions. So their children expressed interest in using it again and enjoying the engaged activities. They have fun. That was something really important, and one of my design principles, like that the kids could have fun. So, and they believe that these families, they believe the program can provide enough support and resource to help them to teach their heritage language effectively.
And it's an absolutely beautifully presented artifact. For if anyone sees it, it looks fun. It's a lovely planner. It's designed for children. But really important is that there's a real pedagogical basis behind it, and I think that's really important. But there's also a very strong design element. You worked with people in design, so there's the human bit, but there's also that theory bit, which I think is really fascinating. And also, just to point out, you did get an award for it, Viviane, in terms of the potential for societal impact. And I'm really excited, and I will be really excited to see where you go with this going forward, and the impact it can have sort of going forward. Viviane, have you any advice for other people that might be thinking of coming on a program like this one?
Yes, I think the first advice is to be open to incorporate design thing, not only your career, but also in your life. I think I could say like there's a shift in the timeline that you see the innovations around you, the business, everything like that you see around you. It's before design thinking and after design thinking. Sometimes I'm just walking with my husband and I see something new. I say, look, they think that persona, they do that, and so it's just like you just incorporate to your real life. So I think after this the program, you just start seeing things with the eyes of design thinking, change your way to see the things. So my second advice is like organize. You have to be organized and organize your schedule well and save a good time to allow yourself to go deeper, in the learn journey, and trust in the process. I think when I start like this second semester, actually, I think I was so confused about the HR steps and design tools, and then Sharon, she told me like, Vivian, trust in the process. And I just like, oh my God, okay, it's just like, a phrase like, but no, it's real. You have to trust in the process. And then, in the beginning, you may say like lose a puzzle piece, but gradually everything will fall into place. So don't be afraid of the content that you receive during the lessons. They have a meaning and they will make sense when you less expect it. So take a good notes. Like I think this is really important one. Like take a really good notes and don't save, and on the tools that you are learning. So during the class, we are taught loads of new tools and exposed to different resources. The classmates, they are bring new tools for us. I'm using that, or I'm using the other one. Like, so exploring them in your project is really important, like to, expose yourself to the new things. And I think, and finally, I think allow yourself to be curious and let your creativity flow and have fun. Most important, always, I think, is have fun.
Have fun, yeah. No, I really like that, and I think you're spot on as well. That openness is so important. If you're open, just let new ideas in. You mightn't like all of them. You like some of them, and you work with them. You work with people. Some of them very different, some of them very similar. Again, you learn something from all of them. So that openness thing is really important. And we do have a very diverse group as well. It's a diverse topic. We are bringing lots of different angles, but also it's a diverse group that do the program. Viviane, it's been a real pleasure catching up with you. And I know, and I really hope to see more of Tung Tung, the artifact, the tool going forward. Thank you, Viviane. Okay, so Viviane, well done.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So I'm going to just